Okay, moving into build the storyboard, phase 3. Now we get to do the creative part. This is where the music video is actually born. But before we generate a single image, you got to listen to the entire song, read through the lyric snippets, and then just start imagining what's the story, what's happening in this storyline, who are the characters, where are the characters, what's their location, what are they doing, and how the story changes as the song progresses along. It doesn't have to be some Hollywood level screenplay. It's just your thought process. A very simple storyboard works, trust me. And for each lyric snippet, you can write it down, or you can just make a mental note of what's happening and what visual you want, where it's taken place. One little shortcut I use is grouping the scenes by location. So, it's on stage, etc., etc. If 3 clips happen on a rooftop, generate all those together. If 3 clips happen on a stage, generate all those together. So you're trying to just make sure that your groups stick together. It organizes what you're doing and saves you a ton of time. It also helps you look at different types of shots. You want to do wide shots, you want to do medium shots and close-ups, different angles, etc., etc. One of the easiest ways to make an AI music video look better is to simply change the camera perspective more often. So let's go and create some images. So with our visuals, I'm going to use ChatGPT. Now, I found that ChatGPT is probably the best at this. So you want to start with your main character. You want to work out their age, their clothing, their mood, and their overall look. So you have to try and get it so it's as consistent as possible to your character. You want your character to look like the same person throughout the entire video. And that's what we're going to try and do with this multiple angles and multiple shots and close-ups and keeping the character the same, just so then it looks authentic and organic all the way through. And trust me, the more options you have, the easier it is to edit at the end of it. So here's a little tip. Just generate more images than you think you'll need. And if it looks uncanny, regenerate it again, because it's better to throw away stuff than it is to try and find stuff and stuff that you're missing. So create a lot of those images. You want to go and create stuff where there's B-roll of images. Your character is walking and your character is dancing, or your character is just looking away or just looking straight into the camera. You want to do some environmental shots, which is background shots. You want to do crowd shots. You want to do close-ups of objects. So we're trying to create as much content as possible using ChatGPT, because all of these become really useful later. Okay, so now we're in ChatGPT. I've used this prompt: replace the man's face from the close-up to the full image and have him facing forward in a relaxing stance, singing. So here's my selfie, and then here's the character that I built a while back. And it's just a simple combination of those 2 images, and this is what ChatGPT has come up with. So I've created this character. He's on stage, he's singing. The first image is he's just standing very casually. The second one is he's actually looking like a stand-up comedian. And then we've done a close-up of the character as well, so we get some more definition in the face lines. And then we did a side profile as well. So that's a medium side shot. So we're doing a variety of angles for this character, who is our lead singer, who is the person that's going to carry this entire music video across. So create as many of those as you want and use as many B-roll images as you can. So I'd even go and create the microphone or a close-up of his hand or a rear view, so to speak, of the character. And once you've created all your characters, we're just going to go and download them. So you'll select the character and click the download button, and then make sure that it goes into the images, into your subfolders, and you've got it all organized in the images that you need. Okay, so now we've got all our images downloaded. This is where the fun really happens. Let's take our storyboard scenes, all our images, and then we're going to upload those images with our matching audio snippet into Kling, and we're going to generate our first lip sync video. But don't just generate one. I want you to generate multiple versions. Generate a wide shot, generate a medium shot, generate a close-up for that emotion. And if you've still got credits available, generate even more. Generate a couple more variations, just so then you've got extra content. Because sometimes one version has that perfect lip sync and the other one has the perfect facial expressions. And you can go and edit those as you wish. So the more options you have, the better your final video will be. Just think of it as taking multiple takes. when you're filming. Just giving yourself more choices. Okay, so now that we're in Kling, we're going to go and do a little video generation just to tell Kling that we've got a character we wish to generate. So we're going to go into here, find an image that we wish to upload. So here's my character. I'm going to switch off multi-shot just so then we're not wasting any credits. Keep it down to 5 seconds. I'm going to drop the resolution down as well. We just want to use one of the outputs, turn native audio off, and then generate that. So that's only going to use 30 credits. I've only got 85 left anyways. We're generating a video in Kling. So what we're trying to do is we're going to create this avatar in Kling, and this avatar is going to do our lip sync. So let's go and create that. Now, if you like any of this content, you find any of this content educational or helpful, subscribe to the channel, share the content, and hit that notification bell because I'm going to create more of this content so then you can learn more about AI and music videos. I'm just so infatuated with it. I can't help it. It's incredibly engaging and magnetic, and it allows me to be more creative. So if you like what I do, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so Kling has generated a avatar for us. Let's just scroll our mouse over that and see what happens. I don't know what he's yelling at. Okay, so now that we've created our avatar and it looks like this, we're going to go and click the lip sync button down the bottom here. We want to grab our audio and put our audio onto this character's face. So there it is. We're going to go and add the speech from the panel. So over here is we're going to go and upload our audio snippet. So now that we've added our upload, let's go and click add speech. And here Kling has just placed it into the timeline. Let's just go and preview that. So what I'm doing is I'm actually moving it a little bit in. So that allows Kling a bit of space here to start generating the character. And then we zoom in, we want it to finish. You can see that he's animated about here. So hopefully that animation disappears. So it sounds like this.
I want to thank you for giving me life.
Let's hope that animation and that emotion stays within the video clip, but the audio comes through nicely. And you'll see it's just only 5 credits to generate this little 5-second clip. So let's go and generate, and Kling is taking it on board. So we created an avatar, and now we're creating the actual lip sync. And we've got to do this for the entire video clip. So you have the character, you have the location, you have the audio snippet, and they've all got to come together in Kling to create one little 5-second snippet. Now, this is quite a long process, but it's well worth it. And this is the hot tip. So if you keep the snippet short and you keep your lip sync video generation short, it works in your favor because the results will be a lot more better, a lot more cleaner, and a lot more synced rather than trying to do a longer time frame, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, even 30 seconds. Because what will happen is the AI will drift in its generation and its results will be less than favorable. It'll look uncanny. So we're trying to keep it all short. So then the generations are much more cleaner.
I want to thank you for giving me life.
Okay, so here it is. Okay, so Suno has given us the avatar and the lip sync. Let's go and scroll our mouse over it and see our audio.
I want to thank you for giving me life.
It still has that ending of the screaming. I don't know what that is, but that's what I mean about regenerating videos. So then I know I can use that front section, but I won't use the back section. And then I can go and edit that and cut it where the audio finishes and move into another clip. So that last part we want to get rid of. So we're just going to go and regenerate that entire clip again. Just on the left-hand side here, you'll see character. Just go clip that. And Suno has brought that over here. So I'm going to go and move that audio all the way till the end. So see if that makes a big difference in the generation of the audio. Okay. We're going to use another 5 credits to generate that. Okay. So the process is when you are doing your lip sync video generations, you need the image, you need the audio snippet, and you need to create them in a short snippet or allow Kling to generate the actual lip sync video generation, if that makes sense. And you're going to do this time and time again. You're going to do it. You're going to repeat for all your snippets and all your images. You're going to do this for all your snippets. So then when you go and align them in your master track, they all look perfect. Now, just remember, AI does make mistakes. So you got to accept those mistakes and even try and work those mistakes back into your video editing. So you're not wasting credits on the AI mistakes. If you can do that, you're ahead. Okay, so Kling has redone the second variation. We're going to go and watch that.
I wanna thank you for giving me life.
The lip sync wasn't very good.
Thank you for giving me life.
So the second variation wasn't as good as the first variation. So let's scroll down and have a look at this first generation.
I wanna thank you for giving me life.
So after he says life, goes a little bit haywire.
I wanna thank you for giving me life.
Okay, so knowing that is the process, let's go and remove this audio, and then we're going to go and add another one. Add our second line. Use your naming conventions. You will pick up line 2 of that same chorus.
Making it possible to do what you like.
Okay, so let's go and add that.
Do what you like.
I'm just going to drag it across a little to give Kling a bit more time, and then go and generate. So once again, I'm going to reiterate that this needs to be repeated over and over again until you are happy with your generations. It does use up credits, but the end game, the results you're trying to achieve, to a realistic avatar. So then it saves you time in the editing afterwards. All right, this is the line B generation out of our chorus. Let's go and watch it.
Making it possible to do what you like.
Much better. So you can see where we're going now.
Making it possible to do what you like.
Although there is a slight uncanniness in the imagery there. So anyway, that's the process. Repeat that over and over again until you're happy. And don't forget to make some B-roll edits in this as well. So same process, except without the audio. You go and get Kling to turn or dance or walk. So now that we've got our generations done, we're just going to go and download them. So I'm going to go and click download the video. And once it's downloaded, I'm going to go and transfer that into the chorus subfolder in my video folder. So keeping everything organized, keeping everything structured. Trust me, when it comes to editing, we're going to need that structure. Okay, so while we're here, let's go and do some B-roll. Let's go back into assets. We're just going to go and image to video. So we want this guy to just dance in a charismatic. Give me 4 seconds. No audio. So we just want this guy to dance. This is just B-roll. We're just generating B-roll. And then we're going to click generate. So when creating B-roll, you want to create other objects within your video clip so then they can be transitions. So you can zoom in on the back curtain, or you can zoom in on the microphone, or you can zoom in on a shoe, or you can pan towards the crowd. So these are B-roll images that you require for the video clip. It just makes the pacing of your video clip much more smoother. Okay, so here's the dancing clip, no audio. Did a little bit of a spin. So he's very charismatic in his movement there. But you'll notice that when we go to edit it, I can slow that down and it'll be a lot more smoother. Okay, so the next phase is giving yourself a duplicate or a backup plan. We're going to talk about something that's going to save you a lot of frustration, because never rely on just one tool, ever. Because sometimes Kling absolutely nails it, as you've seen, but sometimes it completely misses, as you've seen. And that's where OpenArt comes in. Because if you're struggling to get the result that you want, you upload the same image and the same audio in Kling and it just doesn't get there, do it in OpenArt and see what happens. You'll be surprised how another platform can solve that problem that you're after. Because some clips look great in Kling and some look better in OpenArt and vice versa. And sometimes you can just combine both in the final video. The objective isn't to be loyal to one tool. It's to get the best results possible. So the more content you have, the better your editing will be. So create alternate versions, different camera movements, different styles, different performances, and then keep only the clips that make you say, that's the one. Okay, so in OpenArt, down the bottom, you'll see on the left-hand side, you'll see lip sync feature. So we want to click that, and it's going to go and open up this creative tab. We're going to go and choose this person, upload the image that you wish to make the avatar sing or talk, and then go and upload the audio. So I'm going to upload an image, and let's go into the master folder and find images. Okay, so I've uploaded the image that I wish to do the speaking in my video clip. Now I'm going to go and choose the audio. I'm going to go and upload the audio from Cyborg. So I found my audio. Let's just audition that.
How do I express my gratitude?
Okay, so now we want to do our standard. It's going to take up 75 credits. So now we need to go and write the prompt of how our character reacts in the video. So the cyborg looks sincere, emotionally sincere. So let's go and add a bit of emotion to our cyborg and then generate that. So this is OpenArt. OpenArt uses a variety of AI tools to generate their content as well. If you found any of this content educational, helpful, entertaining maybe, subscribe to the channel, like the content, click the notification button so you can see when I post up another video, because I've just switched from being Suno simplified to Suno visualized. I'm taking my music and now I'm officially going down the rabbit hole in creating these music videos. Okay, so OpenArt has generated our Cyborg video snippet. Are you ready for this? Let's go and click it.
How do I express my gratitude?
Whoa, did you just see that? That's an avatar looking very sincere.
How do I express my gratitude?
So even though the audio doesn't sound very clean there, I know that when I do the edit and I overlay that video onto the audio, the illusion will be that he'll be speaking the exact words. Let's do it one more time.
How do I express my gratitude?
That is incredible. Okay, so we're going to go and repeat that process again and again in OpenArt, or for as many times as you wish until you run out of credits. So we're just going to go and download that. We're going to name that, that's the verse, that's the first verse, and that is the line A, the first line. So download that, make sure you name it correctly, and then repeat that process for all the spoken parts that you want, or if there's something else that you want sung. And then don't forget to do some B-roll. Yes, in OpenArt, do some B-roll as well, where you want the camera to maybe arc around the character or zoom in and out on a certain section. Just do some B-roll and get as much content as possible and download all of them into your folders, because the next phase is the part where the video comes alive.